Okay, YouTube, today we're going to do a carburetor replacement on a Poulan pp3516 Pro 35cc chainsaw with a 16-inch saw, so you can see the whole thing. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this bolt, and this bolt out. It is a torque, or it is a flathead that come with your toolkit. How do you prefer to use the torques? Like T25 or something like that. Now we're going to put the brake down to be able to get it out of the way, and then you're going to push a little pressure and then lift the cover up and go backwards with it. Now we're going to remove the air filter cover and the air filter. And now we're going to remove, well, there's usually another T27 right there. Usually remove that, or T25 I mean. And then two 8mm bolts. Alright, again, anything that we use, like this specialty tool, I'll put in the description. Carburetor, fuel lines, filters, spark plug. I mean, I'll put anything you could possibly need for this job in the description. Alright, now you just pull this straight back. Just flop it off to the side. You don't need to have to remove it all the way. You just need it kind of out of the way. There you go, right like that. This choke arm, just turn it sideways like this and get it out and out of your way. This one seems to have very good fuel lines. They're very soft and not bad at all. So we're going to leave those fuel lines in. I'm sure eventually one day I'll have another video on how to replace the fuel lines. Alright, squeeze the throttle partially, push this throttle arm right out. Oh, and don't lose it into your oil bucket, or you're going to have to dig in with your arm to get it. Now that you've ensured that your throttle arm will never rust, you wipe your hand off. Now we're going to carefully remove the fuel lines from the carburetor and remember where they go. So this one, just so you know, goes to the suction side of the primer ball, and then the one on the other side, it's right here, goes in to the gas tank and goes to the fuel filter. This one coming out of the gas tank goes to the primer ball. That's on the blowout side of the primer ball. That's your return line, so it sucks the fuel through the carburetor. That's how you prime it. Now that you've pulled the fuel line off and realized that, oops, you forgot to drain the gas tank, you open the gas tank and drain it. Now that I've drained the gas tank, I found what the real issue is. The fuel line had dry rotted. Let's see if I can get some light in this tank here. Oh, come on. It's all the way in the back. Here it is. Oh. It's all the way in the back. That one that I told you went down in there, it was broken off and this filter was just hanging out. So we're going to remove this carburetor. The carburetors are cheap, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a new carburetor on anyways. But we're going to remove this carburetor. We're going to pull this fuel line that's supposed to have the filter on out. Alright, now we've gotten the fuel line pulled out. Cut a point into your fuel line that you're going to be putting in. I buy it by a big roll, but the kit that I'll show you, or if it doesn't come with the hoses, I'll show you the whole fuel line so you can get it. Dip it in a little bit of oil to help lubricate it, and then you're going to just feed it down through that point. It's impossible to see with the camera, and it's impossible to do with one hand. Once you've gotten it pushed in there, you go all, you can't see it in this camera, but it's all the way back there in that back corner. It's just all the way back in the back corner. So you're going to reach in there with a long pair of needle nose. I like the ones that are slightly bent over, and you're going to grab it and then pull it through. Been recording this whole time. That's awesome. Now that I've gotten this fuel line in, you just pull it out. You pull on this side out. Oh yeah, that's nice and easy. You pull this out until that goes in level. Now we're getting ready to put in the new carburetor. I found with these aftermarket carburetors that this part rubs on the plastic, so it needs to be cut a little shorter. Just a little heads up for you. So I always grab it with a pair of cutting pliers and just cut it right to the bend. And that just gives you that shortness you need so that it doesn't hang up on that plastic. So now we're going to just go ahead and put this in place. All the way down. Make sure that that gasket is on the bottom. It is very important. All the way down. Reach in. Grab this fuel line. Just get it out of the way so it doesn't get pinched. You don't have to put it on. Push this all the way in. Now you're going to go ahead and put your fuel line on this side. And this other side that goes to the filter, you've got your filter, again you can't barely see in there, but you got it sitting right on the bottom of the tank nicely right there. Now you just want to go ahead and cut this off to length to where it'll go on to that nipple there, no problem. Now that you've got that on that side, nice, looks good. We're going to go ahead and put the choke arm back on. You got to get this on before you put that other cover on, or you'll never get this on. Get it set just like that, and then you're going to get your cover. Oh, the cover's hanging off the side. Yeah, I like pie. And you're going to get it lined up with bolts, shoved back in place, and it goes right over top of that choke arm like that. And now you're going to put your two 8mm back on. Even mechanics make mistakes. We're not putting this on yet. I just got done putting it all the way on and realized I forgot something. I forgot my heavily lubricated throttle arm. So we're going to stick this throttle arm in this hole right here and bring it around. And then we're going to bring the throttle up to position and line that up with the other hand and shove it right back in place. What the heck, I'm backwards. We're going to put the air filter on, this air cover on. Now we're going to put this all the way on in place. Now you fill it up with gas, put the gas cap back on, primer up, you're ready to go. Sometimes you'll need an adjustment. It is a star torque. It's called a spline torque. I'll see if I can find one of these. It's worn out. It says spline. There we go, splined. It's just like a star inside there. And you'll go into the high end and turn it counterclockwise, like maybe a half a turn. It's usually the most it needs to go. And then you can fine tune it at full throttle. You go this way and this way until you find that high RPM, and then get it just at the bottom of the high RPM, counterclockwise, where it's just right at the bottom, because you want more torque power than the high speed. So you want to give it just a little notch under the high RPM. Alright guys, if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button. Any of the parts you might need for this thing will be in the description. Tools that I may use, anything I can find on Amazon, I'll list in the description so it's easier for you to find. Alright guys, here's today's shirt. I don't know if you can see it or not. Peace.